Hey now, hey now, hey now. Welcome to the Karns Network podcast. Today we're going to be talking about AV productions and work-based learning. Today I'm joined with
Bree. I'm a senior.
I'm Logan. I'm a junior.
I'm Cooper. I'm also a senior.
and I am the fabled Aiden Caller.
You gave your full name.
Yep.
The only one.
Aiden Paul Caller.
Needs the full title, obviously.
Mhm.
So
That's real.
what's our topic for today? Aiden?
Topic today is
Topic of the day.
AV productions and work-based learning and everything under the umbrella of Mr. Wade.
That's us.
Mm-hmm.
We are all Mr. Wade.
We are work-based learning students. We are in the AV pathway at Karns here. And 3 of us are about to graduate. One of us has 1 year left.
Yeah, we're leaving you behind.
Aw.
So we're just
I
here
gotta
to...
carry it on for
Carry
us.
it on.
So first we're going to talk about
Railroad
AV
Script.
productions 1, 2, and the third one.
Oh my goodness, there's all 3? Oh, yes, that's
And
right.
then
There's 3
work-based learning
different classes.
Uh-huh.
and everything that we do in there. And then the extra stuff. That's
Little tidbits of information that they might want
That's
to
the
know.
cherry on top. So, what was your guys' favorite moment for AV?
AV productions.
Like just the AV
I think-
classes?
I think my favorite things was just filming some of them. Did some fun videos where probably was laughing forever, but it was really fun to be part of it. Some did videos up in the school with people trying to get help them with dual credit, which is something we'll also talk about later. With
Yeah.
dual credit, it's just I think just being able to do filming of videos and just being part of stuff was always my favorite things.
I think it was like,
Thank you, Aiden, for looking at me so meaningful the entire time.
I think it, for me, was like just making friends. When I first got into AV, like I had no friends and I sat by Cooper and we barely spoke. And then
Yep.
I didn't speak like the first semester. And then AV2, that's when like former Alex, a student here, Aiden and Cooper
Aiden, Paul,
and then
Keller.
Jack and all of them. And so that was really fun. We all kind of like became friends, and it was always a fun day in AV. Like that was
Mhm.
like the one class I look forward to.
Plus, we got to do it like every day, which was
Mhm.
nice.
Yeah,
It
that's
wasn't
true.
like every other day because when they changed the schedule, we got to come on the bus every day.
That's the one thing I didn't like though.
The
Yeah.
bus, yeah. I wish we had it at our school, but I'm glad we got to do it anyway.
What about you, Logan? Do you have
Mine
any
was
memories?
my AV1 dual credit video.
Which one was that?
AV1.
No,
Your
what
dual
video?
credit video.
Oh,
what was it?
The wheel game.
Oh,
Best
that one.
everything I made
that's
in
a funny
AV.
one.
Best production ever made in this class.
Yeah, that was. Dual credits were fun, and mentioning dual credits, it's essentially for Pellissippi, the community college right down the road, and it was. I guess we just did 3 of them, right?
Mm-hmm.
I
And
think
so it was just video production, guerrilla filmmaking, and then like live
Yeah.
live broadcast.
What's wrong, Aiden?
And they're tough because like it's a college, and we started doing them sophomore year,
Mm-hmm.
and so it had high standards, but it was fun. Like you got to, for video production, you got to create your own video. Guerrilla filmmaking was a 1-shot take.
Yeah.
And then the last one was like a live stream that you were able to do, and you talked about like the behind the scenes stuff.
Because I think the guerrilla filmmaking, I don't remember doing one of my own, but I remember doing it with the one that I was talking about that we did in the school where I was the schizo guy's made up person in his head.
That was a funny one. I like that one.
I loved being that one. I think what it was is it wasn't the entire video. I think it was like you could have 2 clips, but they each had to be like longer than a minute. And so
Yeah.
like the whole first minute is just us talking in the room, and then the whole outside part talking was all one clip, and then it faded one time, and then it switched over. So it was really difficult because if we messed up one time, you would have to rerun whole 2 minutes. I think Aiden remembers that one video. No, it was when we were doing the Carniac bit for the news. And I was the mic guy and recording the whole scene where you tackled Joey to the ground.
No, it was Jack Carmen.
Was it Jack?
Yeah, it was Jack.
That
Why
was
was it-
funny.
who was
The
Joey?
beaver.
I'm mixing up my people.
Joey
with
did
Jay's.
Joey as the It was the cop skit.
Yeah, I'm mixing them up in my head. Sorry.
Yeah.
But no, when you tackled Jack and we had like the whole POV of you running up to him, and then I remember it was that scene took like a whole class period to do. Like we went out like the moment we got here, and we weren't done until like 2 minutes left, just because we were trying to film that one scene.
I remember one time the bell rung, and I didn't know it at the time. And then I see hordes of kids leaving, and then I'm confused. And then the cameras are still rolling, so and then I was supposed to walk away,
Yeah,
like it was in the script. And then so I just never came back, and I just like walked to the bus.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, those were funny.
Because like once you were done with like the scene on the ground, I had like the long mic and I was sticking through the fence so that it was recording
Yeah.
but not being in the frame. And so I remember because since I didn't have the camera, I remember I pulled it out and I'm watching it because I had to hold myself in from laughing just because you like walked, you're like just like walking. It was just so funny in my head. And then I remember because you just like walked into the classroom and like didn't come back.
Better than
Well,
it was.
we had the Beaver News here at Karns, and that's something else that we had to work on. Write scripts. What else? Filming, like acting, I guess. And we did
Framing.
like framing. We did like a whole skit for the Beaver News.
Oh,
It was
yeah.
funny because Mr. Wade, it was like, I want to do one of these like once per week, and then it took us months
To
To
do
just
one.
do one.
to
Yeah.
just do one.
Yeah, but that one was great. It was a good video.
That was the thing, because we only had like 40 minutes. No, you do.
Exactly.
I would
It's because everyone became
I would
friends.
say you admire that 40 minutes, even if you're not from Karns and you don't get the full hour. It's definitely still worth it.
Well,
Don't think that just because you get 40
In my
minutes, it's
AV class, we did it one every week.
But like, it's very beneficial just helping and working, because it's always like fun.
it's been fun to see the actual people that actually want to do this stuff do their
Yeah,
things and the creativity.
you
just
learn
flows.
a lot. Mentioning learning, work-based learning.
And if you want to know what the difference is between that and the normal classes, is basically it's just as it's described work based. You do more outside the classroom. So instead of only getting your 40 minutes a day, you get your couple of hours in the afternoon. You get to go broadcast basketball games, baseball games, sports games, just in general. All these other random events that you might see on the Karns Network YouTube channel that are posted from things that aren't just at Karns High School that you get to be a part of.
Yep.
Plus, you get counted for hours, and it'll help for you to gain any credit that you want in the industry.
Yeah, you usually have to get 60 hours per semester. So in total, it's 135.
Mm-hmm.
And the games are the best part. You get to see like a free game. You set up all the equipment. We have commentators, camera operators, switcher, which is like switching the cameras, and then you have scoreboard. And so
Mhm.
usually we usually have about at least 3 people at the games, 3 to 4, plus Mr. Wade.
The goat.
So the games are really fun. We do basketball, baseball, volleyball, softball, soccer, which we just did.
We're gonna do football.
Yeah, football.
Yeah, that
those
is
are-
starting.
Games are really fun because you just get to hang out and like just talk about the games, and it's really fun. Which I've always liked those. That's how I started like becoming friends with people. Was at a basketball game was my first one. You remember what yours was?
Mine was volleyball, and that's the reason why it's my favorite sport. Is because it's so entertaining. Like if you don't
Volleyball
have,
is your favorite sport?
yeah,
I
Really?
love volleyball.
I didn't know that. That's interesting.
it's because
It's a lot.
yeah,
all
it's
happening at once. It's like it's nonstop. I don't even know when they take pauses. I don't understand how it works.
and
When the ball hits the ground.
Logan, what was
Basketball.
your first? My gosh.
Didn't even let him.
Yeah, that right.
Didn't let her finish.
What about you, Cooper?
My favorite what?
Or just
Exactly.
your first game that you went to?
Oh, it was probably basketball, most likely. So
Yeah,
it was something.
basketball.
It was something in. No. Like 2 years ago, I don't think I was in work-based learning yet, but you guys were. I think it was when you had your one that was during sophomore, junior year. The one baseball game that I went to, I remember going and filming because we were on the rickety thing that I
Yeah.
felt like was going to cave underneath me, and I was on cameras, and I know Aiden was there. I don't know who else was there, but I remember doing that for the first thing ever. And I thought that was when I realized that I kind of wanted to do something with broadcasting and sports or something just because I enjoyed it so much.
Yeah, basketball games are my favorite. I think they get so,
Heated.
especially the boys, like the Karns boys basketball, they're really good because this class really gets you into the field, especially with live broadcasting. If you're wanting to do that, I mean, you're setting up the equipment, you're learning about cables, audio, how to commentate, etc. And so, I mean, you're really stepping into the field, I would say.
I think the thing that gave me the most experience from work-based learning is whenever we did it in the summer, and me, Logan, and Bree, we would go out to local locations like
East Tennessee businesses.
We've been a lot of places.
and
That was Rush. Not Rush. That was a fast summer.
It was. We did that for. It seemed like was it all summer or was it just like a month?
Yeah,
No,
no,
it
it
felt like
was
it was
all
all
summer.
summer, and we didn't even get it all completed either.
Mhm.
Yeah, and that was a lot, but it was fun though. I liked almost all of it was us going to different location, and that was fun. I like doing that one.
I think it gave me so much experience because these videos were for the different pathways. Like,
Yeah,
I think police was for
criminal justice.
criminal justice, fire department was for
Fire science, I think, is what it is.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's
and
cool.
we had to film the interviews, B-roll, and
Editing. Editing. That's one thing. If you like editing, you are blessed to like editing. Like,
It's also just
Really?
if you're good at it.
yeah, if you're
Especially
good at
when
it
you're
and if it
using-
comes easy,
Because that's one thing for the people that are, really editing in mind, depending on who you are. This isn't like some free software. You get the big stuff. You get the Adobes that
Yeah.
are completely free and
That's true.
don't have to pay for.
And
You
that-
get your
Nice
Adobes.
editing.
editing, in my
software.
opinion,
Yeah.
is the hardest part about the class.
oh yeah,
I haven't done
Easily-
it very much
easily the
just
hardest
because it's
part.
that hard.
yeah,
The filming is the easiest part. Click record and you go. The
Mhm.
editing takes
it takes hours.
quadruple the time for.
Yeah, and then
time.
there's it usually you have a mess up or you forgot how to do something and you have to
Mhm.
relearn it. That's your
It's a lot of learning.
it's a lot
and,
of
like, only that.
relearning as well because you'll edit for like a week and then you won't edit for another 2 weeks and then you're like, wait, how did I do that? And then you're looking it back up.
It's kind of
But
what
once you get that rhythm, it gets good.
it's kind of what happened with the whole, weekly news turned into we posted one news after 4 months.
Yeah,
We'd had a lot of ideas, too much creativity, too much imagination, but just enough, I think.
Yeah.
And then, we created all this stuff and we were super happy with it. But the problem is we didn't think about the after. But editing is fun depending on who you are. It's just how much you enjoy it.
Yeah.
I think the best experience from AV, work-based learning, and everything under that Mr. Wade umbrella is one time we filmed. It was a super long day in the summer. We filmed and then we edited an entire video in one
Oh my
day.
god, which one was that?
I
Which
can't-
about 4 of them. I felt like we did.
Oh
I
my
think we
god,
did more than just one.
I'm trying to remember.
Or were you here like 8 to 5?
It was crazy.
No,
No,
we would get
we-
there at like 7.
we
it
went
seemed
out
like.
at places and came back here and edited the whole video and made it.
It was like 7 to 9. It seemed like it,
Yeah.
it
It-
took forever.
It
And
didn't.
that's
It didn't even feel that long. And the best part about editing is whenever you get the final product and then you're proud of this baby that you have in your hands. And then whenever you submit the baby and
he gets judged.
And they say it's terrible.
and you show it
not
to
what they wanted.
everybody and they say, there's actually 3 typos.
That's an
and
ugly baby you've got right
the
there.
transition is out of sync. Can you please change that? And then you have to get your baby back and be like, okay, let me change your diaper.
That's a great
That is,
metaphor.
yeah, it is very satisfying when you.
Right.
But it's not
'Cause you get-
bad as when someone tells you to make a video, you make it. I say, that's not what we wanted.
Because that's the
Yeah.
one you have to be ready for the criticism,
Yes.
especially
Well,
when it
That's-
came
yeah.
to our dual credit
Well,
stuff.
It's kind of hard when they don't give you a script. They tell you make this video, you make it, and they don't like it.
Yeah, that's the challenge of the pathway.
Yeah.
Is the critiques. You're almost like if you think you're done, you're not done. There's always like we're gonna edit this and we're gonna think we're done and we're gonna show it to Mr. Wade and he's like, yeah, you're gonna need to take that out, that out, and then we have to go back. But it is nice when you're editing, you get in the zone and you're just like your shoulders are cramped and your fingers are cramped and your eyes are just like widened. And then it's nice when you get to take a break and you finish it.
Here's the difference between work-based learning and then like other jobs. So over that same summer, I would work at a pizza place in the afternoon, and from 7 to 3, I feel like that just like blew by. But then the 5 to 9 place at this pizza place felt so much more draining. And it
Yeah.
made me appreciate the work-based learning more because it's like it's work, but it's work that you enjoy. I don't think that you can dislike
Yeah.
the work.
It's work
And
and play.
it goes into your
plus
portfolio.
you're getting paid for it. You're getting paid and you're having fun. It's like
yeah.
the whole thing.
Yeah. And it goes into your portfolio, which is like for this career, especially starting early, like you see your progress and you have so much experience under your belt. And we've only been doing this for 3 years, and like most people starting out sometimes start later. So we technically have like more experience starting at like 16 than we do with someone who's just going into college for it. And so that's like a really good part because with that experience, you can do things like internships.
Yes.
With the AV pathway, you find so many connections with, and then especially you get into internships. Internships are like key for this pathway and getting into it. And Fresh Films was like one of the first ones we did. Now continue.
Okay. So Fresh Rooms, Bree, is factual. Fresh Rooms was the first internship that I've done for like the world of audio visual productions. And it was so interesting. There's similarities and differences between the dual credits where they give you a prompt, but with Fresh Rooms, it was more subjects. Like we had to film a music video. We were given a script, and then we were supposed to like frame it and storyboard it on how it would be, like how it would play out, which was, I think, really interesting. And then
it was nice because it was a paid internship too, and it was every Thursday. And me, you, and Alex rode there and then rode back. And we got dinner usually afterwards.
Mhm.
And the people were really there. It was at the Boys and Girls Club Youth Force. Xavier Bridges, he's really helped us and like kickstart internships, especially in Knox County and for our pathway. And that's kind of how we started getting more. But yeah, Fresh Rooms was really fun.
I could write a book about how much I love Xavier Bridges.
We have done interviews. We've done like 2 interviews with him.
Still
No,
not
we've done.
enough.
Oh, we done 2 interviews and like one of his girlfriend. We're obsessed with him. We can't get enough.
We can't get enough. And
I don't know what he would think if he heard
Poor
this.
Xavier.
No, he would be happy. He'd be like,
Mhm.
yeah, that's right.
and right now with the work-based learning, it's partnered with the youth force.
Yeah.
Yay!
Mention the youth force
Bum, bum, bum.
because of this pathway and because of Xavier Bridges and just knowing him. He asked me and a friend of mine if we wanted to join their podcast, the IMBGC podcast. And it's been a great opportunity. We film once a month, 2 times a month. We try to. And we've done like, most recent, we did like Youth Force of the Year. We've done volunteers and how we met him. And then we've got to talk with the superintendent, Americo Jacobs, about the work that we've done. And that's kind of a good way, especially for the Knox County superintendent, to talk to him, like him hearing the progress that we've made for the pathway and work-based learning, kind of, what would you say? Just like, being appreciated by him and like showing what we've done so he could, better other work-based learnings. Who else?
We met Mike Brown from Eminem,
Yeah.
which is a good connection if you want to get a job right out of high school in AV
Yeah.
because they are looking for employees to hire.
We went to their night classes.
They have these free classes after or on some days of the week, and you go in, and they're all typed. They're all separated between like lighting, editing, filming, and you go in. They're free too. You get to have fun. You get to use their equipment, and you get to be hired if they like you.
Yeah.
You get to show them who you are.
It's just like a training course,
Yeah.
essentially. Who else? Can you think of anyone?
Oh yeah, Gary Clegg. Gary Clegg is the one that ran the night classes, and I think Mike Brown is the owner. He's the two M's because he bought it from his. I could be wrong, but I think this is a story where him and his friend in high school were DJs, and then his friend, after a year or two, sold his shares to Mike Brown, and then so he became the both M's in M&M Productions. And just think about it. He started that company in high school with being a DJ. And now I think it's a multi-million-dollar company. And I'm not saying that you can do that, but if you have the spunk, if you have the attitude, and you have the effort, then you can.
Obviously, you can. He did it.
Yeah.
I mean, to be honest, he did do it. So yeah, it's possible.
Another one we met was Citizens Ad Agency. That's been the biggest impact for me, meeting them. They came over here to Karns and just kind of talked about their industry and what they do. And then later on, I had emailed them asking for an interview, sent in my work, and then I got to go in there, and I did about 2 interviews. And then I got hired on as an intern, me and Alex, one of our students. And we were summer interns. We were there about 2 to 3 days a week. And they do a lot of commercial advertisings. But that was a good experience. I was on the video production side. And so a lot of that, me as an intern, I was running audio, setting up equipment. I did a lot of editing. That was like my main job. Bunch of organization, like filing folders as well, plus cleaning and just being like an extra hand and running errands and delivering packages as well. So that's like been my biggest impact, or they were the biggest impact for my career. Because they know a lot of people, and that's great. That just shows great networking. That them just being here, that Mr. Wade got them to be here. To me, getting an internship, and then hopefully this summer going back there again, and just being able to say that I was there and I was an intern and that they liked me is a great way to kick off, for sure.
To interview Mayor Jacobs at the previously mentioned hiring expo last year on the 3-day thing, had a whole 7, 8 good couple minutes conversation with him. It was really cool. I've met him a couple of times, but I mean, he's just a great guy to talk to. It was really interesting to hear his views on things and how he was trying to work better and how he valued what we were doing and what was happening at the hiring expo so much. It was just sometimes if you feel like you're undervalued and you feel like the people in politics and whatever don't really care, it was kind of a cool way to see that, like, your small town people, your people that are your local mayors and your local Senate people, that they're trying their hardest to do things for us as students and for us as people. And so hearing him talk about how much he valued what we were doing as itself, because he went on for a good minute or so about just how much he liked what we were doing with the live streams, and then added on to what we were there for.
Yeah.
It was really cool to see just someone in that position talk about it, when usually sometimes you can't see that from everybody.
I remember that day because you were super excited. You were like, I want to interview Kane. I want to interview Kane. I want to interview Kane. We're like, okay, Cooper. I'm just like, okay, go off, King. You know
Who he
who's
is.
the best professional relationship we've made? Mr. Wade. Our favorite teacher.
Yeah, and I don't know if y'all discussed this, but do you all have, did you discuss what your future plans are once you get out of AV?
I'm probably going to go to Pellissippi after high school, take the AV class at Pellissippi, and while I'm in college, I might also try and apply at M&M.
Yeah, that'd be a
work
great
together
job.
with them. That would probably be my plan to start out with, and then work up to the bigger companies like Discovery, Shark Week. Work on Shark Week would be
What do
a
you
big
like?
dream job.
What do you like to do? Do you like to do the live streams or the editing?
I like to
or
do live streams more than anything because you get to be yourself. You get to
do you
watch
like
the sports you
commentating?
like. You get to commentate.
Yeah.
You get to be the voice of the broadcast.
What about you, Aiden?
Dream scenario. I go into Pele and I work at M&M Productions. And by the time I'm done with Pele, I've started either my own, like a small company, or I call it a company, but it's just like a group of friends and we make videos together and try to get that snowball rolling. Try to put some stuff out there that's funny, entertaining, and
Is this like YouTube?
YouTube, anything I want. I can
Mm.
make my own website if I want.
Oh yeah.
That's true. Okay.
That's a real.
After I graduate high school, I plan to go. You're never gonna guess.
Belly.
Mississippi.
I'm about to shake
I'm
things
already
up.
taking a dual enrollment class there, which is a live production, or the live broadcast. But I plan to go to Pele in under video production major, and then from there, I would, depending on my situation, if I want to go straight into the work field or if I want more, education, I want to go to MTSU because they also have a great video production field over there as well. So that's what I'm planning to do. And then, like, 10 years down the road for job wise, I would like to be. I've been liking live stream like the basketball games and stuff. Like, it'd be cool to work at like a major production like ESPN, like doing behind the scenes, like filming and stuff. I would really like. I think overall, I'd want to be a producer, like help run a show. Either it's like a network channel or it's like a movie or just a sitcom. I think I'm heading towards the like kind of leadership role.
So I'm planning on hopefully going to the University of Tennessee in the College of Communications, mostly probably focusing on the broadcasting with like sports media / journalism, that kind of thing. I'm hoping maybe I could get like a jump on some people if I tell them that I've been doing this before, because the thing is the big colleges there, I feel like people coming in might just be they're taking it because they think it's cool, but they haven't done anything for it. I'm hoping maybe I can get a jump on it and be like ahead of people. And so what I'm going to use that for is I think it'd be cool to do things for the sports teams, like working for like the Vol Network stuff,
Oh, that'd be cool.
where they do like radio stuff of the games / also their own broadcasts. Or I've been seeing footage on my social medias of people that run the SEC network stuff for like the baseball games, and the behind the scenes of this guy talking like switch to camera 3, zoom in, pan out, all the other things, and like being part of that while also still doing my education, because I technically kind of have a little jump on it. And then long-term dream, it's just kind of something that I started thinking of, that I looked into, that is whatever, but I'd like to work for NBC Sports Philadelphia, because
That'd be cool.
I'm a big Philly sports fan, and I looked and they have their own internship, and I get to work with people, and it would probably give me an in to like meet the players and meet some of the people.
It's like
to meet them. All the things. That's long term. I hope that I could figure that out and get that to happen. I'm not sure if maybe I could count it as like while I'm at college, as like a technically like in a way internship instead of studying abroad. I talked yapped a little bit, but yeah.
The thing I noticed all of you guys saying, and this is something I try to instill in my students, is it's all about connections, and it's all about who you know, and along the way making those connections and those friendships and those professional relationships that maybe can't help you at the moment, but you've introduced yourself, created a core memory maybe for them, that when you go back and you're ready to go work for them, you've got that in to go ahead and say, yeah, remember me? I was at Karns High School. I interviewed you, or I was at an event you were at. that if you make the right choices and meet the right people and are willing to try, you can go as far as you want. And that's something not everybody gets. And I have to say, everyone in this room gets that. And you can get as much or as little out of any class that you want to. It's just important that you guys get that. You all understand when to be silly, and there's a time to be silly, and there's a time to be professional, and not every class gets that. And not every student wants to do what you all get to do. But I think it's pretty cool that you all choose. You're not being forced to be here right now. You are getting paid because it's work-based learning. But hey, but I like to feel that you choose to be here because you want to. You want to do it. It's not you have to. And I really appreciate you guys always worrying about, am I going to have enough crew to do a certain thing? You all, some of y'all have taken off work to come and help out with events, and last minute stepped up to come back and do some events, and that doesn't go unnoticed. So I appreciate you guys for that. Definitely give everyone in this room a good recommendation for your time here. It's more about, just knowing. And a lot of times you don't get to know you're appreciated until it's too late. Like, you just do it, and you just have to know you're doing it for the right reason and go on. But, you all are appreciated. So I'm going to let y'all wrap it up.
Well, thank you, Mr. Wade, for
Thank you,
coming
Mr.
in
Wade.
here.
A real tearjerker.
The GOAT, Mr.
Oh.
Wade. What a guy.
Anyways, we want to give our thanks to the AV Pathway and, giving us so much learning experience and education. I mean, I've learned so much being in here, and just being in here has solidified my wanting to go into the AV Pathway.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah. At first, when I first started, I was like, I didn't even know that there would be a pathway. I just wanted to do movies.
Mhm.
And then going into this, I never thought I would be able to do internships, or I would want to do live stream, or even be interested in sports.
Yeah, it really helps you narrow down on what you actually truly enjoy versus the broadness of it.
And you get to learn more about other jobs that you may want to experience as well, which is just great opportunities. So I just want to give my thanks to the AV Pathway and the friends I've made along the way. Because when I'm 30 years old, I need someone to work for me. I'm going to be looking through the remind messages.
Remind
And
messages.
I'm going to be like, okay, here's
Does anyone still have
Logan's.
it?
Yeah.
How's everyone doing?
I'll be contacting you guys on your social medias and being like, would you like to team up and film this video, please? So,
I'm building
yeah.
a team.
but does anyone have any last words?
Logan does.
I do.
Yeah, you haven't talked much. If you get
Let's
something
see.
from Logan.
You still have 1 year left, though, so I guess you
I do have 1 year left. Make better memories or more memories.
Make-
not
Wow.
better. I said the wrong
Wow.
word. Okay,
Don't
sorry.
replace
Good
us,
enough?
Sorry,
but also do and make sure that there's more people that are coming.
Make sure there's more
That-
wavelings.
that's,
Yeah.
that's the goal.
More wavelengths.
more of us. Is that you're trying to say?
If I had to give thanks to one thing, is the first day I remember learning that this existed was, I always kind of say that it was, I don't know what the point of the class was, but freshman seminar at Hardin Valley in the last 2 months of the school year, when they realized we were going to be switching to a new schedule and the whole
Yeah.
pathway thing, when they started teaching us about all of them. And so, it was going through nursing, and it was going through healthcare and all this, and lawyers and all those other things. And none of them are interesting. And then AV production just was right there. And it had the shortest text box too. It had the smallest Canvas
Yeah,
page
I
ever.
remember
It had
that.
it had one link and 2 paragraphs, but they were just really long, 2 sentences.
Yeah.
And I was like, this is the only thing that looks interesting enough to me. And so deciding that was what I was going to figure out doing, and it basically finally solidifying what I really wanted to do in my life after your whole childhood, you talk about what you want to do forever. I wanted to be a baker at one point. I wanted to open a bakery. And I was telling my kindergarten teacher, yeah, you'll come back and you'll get cookies from me 20 years from now. But once I found that, and I found the true thing that I really wanted to do, it's really special if you put the time in and if you figure it out. And
Yeah.
it's definitely worth it. 100%.
Yeah. This class has evolved so much from the first day. Like, I remember being so scared to do a basketball game. Like, I remember I got here like an hour early and was sitting in my mom's car. She was like, "You just gotta go in there. You just gotta go in there." I'm like, "But I don't know anyone in there. Like, my teacher doesn't even know my name yet." And she was like, "You just gotta go in there." And I did, and it just like sparked a dynamite. And I just, boom. And now I don't know where I was going with that metaphor, but it sparked something.
They got there.
And yeah. What about you, Aiden? Any last words?
So
Let's close it out. You started it. Let's close it out.
yeah. Here's a little Aiden lore that I don't usually like to spat around, but I, for the life of me, did not know what I wanted to do in my life. Adults always look at you crazy whenever you don't know what you want to do, because they expect like the same answers, like, "Oh, astronaut," and then they wait for that phase where you grow up and you're like, "Yeah, I want to be like an accountant."
Lawyer.
And I moved here in 2020. And the only thing that I felt like I enjoyed doing was making one class project with my friends that was like a video. And it's probably the worst video ever made from a production standpoint, writing standpoint, just any standpoints, but it stuck with me. And then I remember I was going through the pathways and I was feeling that same feeling whenever adults ask me what you want to do when you grow up. And I couldn't find anything that intrigued me. And then I see, because Byington and Solway, they're especially marked, they're colored differently. And
Right.
that jumped out at me. And then I see Audiovisual Productions. And I say, I don't know what I want to do. So I guess I'll try out this. And then from that seed blossomed into this. This is basically where like all my friends come from, really.
Mhm.
And I'm just so happy that I've been able to do all this and get paid.
And it wouldn't happen
Make the big
without
bucks.
And
Mr.
what I-
Wade.
Connections.
Mr.
and
Wade.
Mr. Wade.
Mr. Wade is the one that made it happen.
Yeah.
Mr. Wade with
If it
all the
wasn't-
connections.
Yeah.
If it wasn't
Connections
for
came from
Wade,
him.
we would be lost. So, but
Man of many
anyways,
wonders.
close us out, Aiden.
You always remember the motto: fix it in post.
There will be a little bit of editing to this.
Play the music.
Bye.
Bye.